What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's episode, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XLM to BTC. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, as well as leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content. We will also be going, as you saw in the title, Litecoin creator Charlie Lees says Flappening prediction materializes. Litecoin overtakes Bitcoin Cash to become the 7th largest token on the cryptocurrency coin market cap. Also, hopefully you guys notice the dope shirt that I got. I'm actually quite fond of it. The material is absolutely awesome. I love next level shirts. So you know who you are if you're watching this. You know who you are if you got this shirt for me. I do appreciate that. I kindly think it's, sincere and very generous. You didn't have to do that, so I do appreciate that. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. What's going on YouTube? I just got back from like a 7-hour drive from Brockport, Rochester, all the way to Long Island, New York. Hopefully you guys are familiar with that. Come to find out, there's a package on my stoop. So I want to open it with you guys. Just cleaned off, the bay right here. And I want to open it with you and show you guys what I got. So I'm back home in my actual room, not upstate, and I got this package. And I was like, what in the world? I didn't order anything. Turns out it was a surprise gift. So as you guys saw from, who it was it? John Kim. He entered me in the East Coast Litecoin Foundation group. And a couple of the guys there that I'm now friends with actually sent me a care package of cryptocurrency and Litecoin stuff. So I got these stickers for the Litecoin. I got a bunch of these stuff. It's actually pretty cool. Digital payment solutions for Clover. Right here, you can see why Clover. You can pause that if you want to read more. And then the coolest thing is I got a Litecoin accepted here t-shirt. He's going to send me a sweatshirt too, he just told me, so that's freaking awesome. And I do have a plan as I'm making a studio for the YouTube setup later on into the time that I'm home. So more will come about the studio setup that I'm going to have for the YouTube. It's something that I'm going to make with my dad, who's into making videos and stuff for his real estate business. I think it's awesome. We're going to set it up, and I think those stickers will come in handy later on in the time period. Also, I'm home for a pretty long time now. It's in between semesters, so that's an update for you guys. That might be why the video is going to come out late today. But let's just jump into today's episode. Peace. All right, so we're on the coin market cap right now, and as you guys can see, we have a current coin market cap of 101.8 billion, a 24-hour volume of 10.1, and a Bitcoin dominance of 55.3%. So there's a very interesting thing happening right now. I did mention that Litecoin is now the 7th in market cap, but that's also interesting because Bitcoin dominance is 55.3%, which is an indicator that alts are dropping. Bitcoin is either staying the same or increasing. We then see alts could also be staying the same and just Bitcoin could be increasing. But we see a fairly low Bitcoin 24-hour volume, or just 24-hour volume as a whole, which is an indicator that Bitcoin is staying fairly the same and we're just seeing altcoins drop. We then see a market cap of 101, which is another indicator compared to yesterday that money is leaving the market, which is also interesting due to the fact that, we're seeing Litecoin move up. As I scroll down, you guys notice that Bitcoin is pretty much bare level. It hasn't really done anything. It's at 0.03%, so we can practically count it as not moving in either direction. At $3,229, XRP at 28 cents, down 1%. We see Litecoin up 3.25%, now in the number 7th spot, above Bitcoin Cash and above Bitcoin SV. Pretty cool if you ask me. We're definitely making moves. Litecoin has an awesome community. If you're part of Litecoin, if you own Litecoin, if you use Litecoin, you are a part of the community or the Litecoin Foundation. You guys are all awesome. Huge community. Absolutely wild how, generous and nice everyone is there. They're really trying to make this a real thing. They're really trying to grow it. So I think that's absolutely awesome. And hopefully I can be a good part of their team as well. But, otherwise, I do want to just jump onto an article I have, and then we'll jump into the technical analysis. So I talked about AMB Crypto, Litecoin Flappening prediction materializes. Litecoin overtakes Bitcoin Cash to become the 7th largest token. So as I scroll down, you guys can see the cryptocurrency market is undergoing changes with respect to cryptocurrency standing almost every day. Yesterday, Litecoin took over Bitcoin SV, and moved to the 8th position. Later in the day, Litecoin then crossed Bitcoin Cash to rank 7th on the coin market cap. Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin, expressed his joy of overtaking Bitcoin Cash by retweeting a GIF doing rounds on Twitter. Lee tweeted, "Who needs TV when you got cryptotainment?" And then obviously showed that Litecoin bumped in front of Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV, which is just absolutely awesome to see that we are really growing this community and really moving up there. It says the Flappening refers to previous tweet by the creator of Litecoin that dates back to February 25th when he compared the Litecoin market cap to the Bitcoin Cash market cap. It says the flippening will never happen, but the Litecoin to Bitcoin Cash flippening will happen this year. So he's comparing Ethereum to Bitcoin, as in Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin. That will never happen. But he said the flappening of Litecoin overtaking Bitcoin will happen this year, and he was right. We did. So that's huge that he called that back in February last year, February 25th. And it happened. That's huge news, guys. In early 2018, when Ethereum boomed, many speculated it will overtake the biggest crypto, Bitcoin. However, Lee, the Ethereum skeptic, denied the possibility and instead said his cryptocurrency, Litecoin, will overtake Bitcoin Cash. The Litecoin community responded to Lee by launching the Litecoin versus Bitcoin data aggregator called the Flappening Watch, which was in line with Lee's Flappening. They also used Lee's mascot, a chicken in an armor. Even though Bitcoin Cash was way ahead of Litecoin for most of the year, they ultimately crossed Bitcoin Cash on Friday. So that means that, you know, as a community, we're moving. We're making really big thing. And as you can see, I didn't even have to say it. It says even Litecoin will soon have more than 1,000 merchants accepting the Litecoin network payments. So that's huge, guys. That's absolutely wild. You know, we're really trying to grow the community and making the community more widely accessible for, you know, retail investors, potentially even college students like myself, to use cryptocurrency, especially Litecoin, as a means of payment. So it's definitely a cool, you know, movement that we're starting. It's a positive movement. It's a harmless movement. There will be no, you know, danger or threats. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice, you know, movement in a positive direction to really, we're trying to grow the community and have people join on board with us. So it's pretty cool. It said on Friday, Bitcoin Cash started to surrender and fell below the support point. Meanwhile, Litecoin started recovering, bouncing off 22.5. Lee pointed out his prediction and took to Twitter to share his joy of the tweet, which contained 3 emojis, a chicken, flying dollar bill, and a rocket added to a GIF. Flappening Watch reported Litecoin to have registered a market cap of $5 billion, higher than that of Bitcoin Cash, and a 380% more active address, 340% higher daily transactions, and 280% more trading volume. That's awesome. It says, however, Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash are playing the game of power and are constantly undergoing changes, which is impacting their standing in cryptocurrency list. As on December 15th, the coin plunged and was back in the 8th positions, yet ahead of BSV. The coin recorded to overall fall 6%. So pretty awesome to see us back above, you know, in the 7th position, above Bitcoin SV, above Bitcoin Cash. You know, potentially could overtake all of these coins, EOS, Stellar, Tether. Could we get back into the 4th position, 3rd position? We'll have to see. Definitely shooting for that, you know, shoot for the stars. So, Litecoin on the weekly. Let's check out what is going on. As you guys can see, Litecoin is currently right here. We're trading sideways on its oversold line on its relative strength indicator. Like I said, trading sideways. You can see it's practically bottomed out right here. You can see where I'm referring to. You can see where it bounces off that. We have a spinning dreidel right there, spinning candle, whatever you want to call it. And we're bounced stuff off that. That is a support, a very big support back on May 29th. You can see that's what we're currently retesting right now, as well for being extremely oversold or entering oversold on the coin market cap. It's quite interesting. The relative strength indicator is very low. You can see trading at 27. You can see we're bouncing off of here, and it's very possible that we could move up fairly quick. Now looking at the daily, you can see a couple of things. You can see we're finding some support. This is a support. Whether you want to move it down here or whether you want to move it higher up, it really doesn't matter. This is the support line. You can see we are currently oversold in terms of Litecoin on its daily, and it's trading out sideways. It's using it as a strong support. We're going to have to see whether or not we're going to, you know, bounce up, move all the way up to 45 being its, you know, next support, or if we're going to just trade out sideways. My main concern, though, is the fact that we are very low. We're very far away from its, original support downtrend. You can see that we have a downtrend right here, and you can see we're very, very, very low on that. We're going very far away from that, and it's kind of raising a concern to me because every support we've had in the past we've seen to break bearish from, and we fall down to this level right here, or we've used it as a resistance. We've hit it and then we've fallen. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not we're going to break this 22, fall to $11, which would be quite detrimental for the market as a whole, or if we're going to shoot back up, stay here, and see a nice little run up to $45, $46 on its daily. I do just want to look really quick at its 4-hour and the really short term. You can see a few things are happening. This pretty much, justifies. All right, so as I was saying, we're trading sideways right now on the 4-hour support. You can see we started all the way back December 7th, and currently we've been trading out sideways December 15th now, a little bit over a week, and you can see the support being built on the 4-hour chart. And my main concern is the fact that this is being tested for quite a long time. It's also being sandwiched in between its high-low MMA coming down right here. So if things fall out negatively, we could break bearish and fall all the way down to $10, this support right here. That would obviously be very detrimental to the market, like we've discussed in the past. We obviously don't want to see that, but it is still a possibility for us to fall down to this level. So we do have to be careful of that. But otherwise, that's pretty much my hit or miss. I'm actually more leaning towards that we could break down. It is possible. I'd be very shocked if we fall to $10, but that's still on the table. You can see my main concern is we're at 47 on the relative strength indicator on the 4-hour, so we do have short-term movement. We could move down if volume surges within Litecoin. Otherwise, moving on to Bitcoin. Bitcoin on its weekly, you can see is pretty darn low. You can see where it is testing support. It is pretty much bottoming out on its oversold line on its relative strength indicator. You can see it is pretty darn low, hitting a resistance right here as well as a support right here. Zooming now into the daily, you can see what I'm referring to. It is also oversold on its daily. It was extremely oversold back November 26th. You can see it is, December 15th right now. So a couple of weeks forward, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, you can see we're still currently oversold, kind of trying to move back into a more neutral territory. You can see its bottom support is around $3,000, $3,066. We're going to trade out sideways for probably another couple of days, and then we could potentially see a correction and a movement upwards. I'm still, inferring that at some point in time we are going to retrace back up to this high-low MMA on Bitcoin's daily. And I'm sure a lot of you guys would be happy if, Bitcoin went up by like $2,300 within a couple of weeks, So a movement from 31 to 53 is definitely a possibility, at least some sort of correction upwards, at least breaking 3,600, that being its next resistance. Ethereum, you can see, is still in its downtrend, so not much to talk about here. You can see it's hitting a very nice support. I'd be very shocked if we broke this. If we did, the next one to fall to would be $45. And I truly don't see this market, being that, brutally impacted where we're pretty much just going to bottom out all across the board. I think we're practically oversold. I think we're entering into a level where there's going to be no more volume to continuously move this down. I think all the selling orders are sold, all the weak hands are out, and it's finally time for bigger institutions to get involved at lower levels, buying up all of these cheap cryptocurrencies, and then eventually we're going to start to see some sort of retracement back up to the top, the accumulation phase into a more bullish outlook. So I think, this is the weekly for Ethereum, 1-2 weeks of sideways trading. We are currently oversold on Ethereum's weekly. We could see a movement back up to 293. It's very possible. I know that's huge numbers I'm calling out, Ethereum moving up $210 in a matter of a couple of weeks, but it is definitely a possibility. Lastly, to wrap up today's episode, as you guys can see, we've talked about XLM before. You can see it's Elliott wave that formed. You can see we broke bearish, which is quite interesting. I was anticipating us to, tap its, 0.5 right here, but you can see it broke bearish. It is now testing our previous, support, which was, 0.3. It is still possible that we could retrace back up. It is very possible that we could retrace back up. You've seen at 0.1, we had 1, 2, 3 weeks of movement where we broke lower, pulled back up to the support. But is it likely? I think not, due to the fact of how low it is, and you know the candle ends tomorrow, so it is possible that tomorrow or Monday we're gonna see a new candle form. We could fall lower. It's very shocking that we did break this here. You know, we had our 5 point. We could be falling bearish from that. So I do think very soon we will be entering a better market for XLM, but it's definitely, based on my charting, an interesting play. We're going to have to look a little more in depth with this tomorrow, but otherwise that's going to sum up today's episode. Hopefully you guys like the new Litecoin accepted here merchandise. I think I'm getting a sweatshirt coming in soon, and I am building a new studio for the next couple of weeks for these YouTube videos down here on Long Island. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.